What is up, guys? My name is Mike. Welcome back to the channel, and today I have some knife stuff to show you guys. This is not really a review. This is basically just going to be a general discussion and show you guys some knives and show you guys what I'm actually carrying every single day as my EDC setup for knives, and just show you guys some things, have a little bit of discussion and just hang out. I recently have tested positive for COVID, actually yesterday, so now I am on quarantine for a little bit. I am not really sick. I do have congestion. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I do have congestion and a sore throat, but I'm doing okay. My whole family has had this new strain, and I was the last lone survivor that actually didn't get it, and now I have it. So anyways, give me an opportunity to make some knife videos and maybe some sword stuff, and just have some downtime, I guess. Downtime is always good. So anyway, if you haven't seen my latest sword review, go check it out. I reviewed the Arms and Armor Schloss Airbach sword, which was an amazing sword to review and use. So go check that out if you guys are interested in swords. If you're not and you're just here for the knife stuff, thank you very much for coming by. And if you're just checking my channel out for the first time or whatever, or revisiting, thank you to everyone who's coming by to check this out. Okay, so what are we talking about today? So these are the current two knives in my EDC my EDC setup every single day. I've been carrying a traditional in my fifth pocket, and my main carry has been this here. So I'm just going to go through these two knives and what I think of them. It's like I said, it's not really a review, but I will talk about a little bit about how they do on a daily basis, and then also why I'm choosing to carry these, and just talk knives. So let's set the traditional aside for a minute. We'll talk about that. So my main carry has been this here. This is the Civivi Elementum, okay? But this is not your standard version Elementum. This is the button lock version. So when you depress the button, you can see the blade is free swinging. It's on bearings. It has a button lock, and it is really cool for a mechanism. It is extremely fidget friendly. I mean, I annoy the heck out of my wife with this thing. I'll just sit on the couch and whatnot and just take my knife out and just start fidgeting with it. This button lock mechanism, I would say, with the ball bearings that are in here and stuff, is extremely fidgetable, even more so than I think the compression lock or even the axis lock, because you just basically press this button and the blade just drops free from the lock and is ready to go. You give it a little flick and it's open and it's back to shut. So it's extremely smooth, and at first I wasn't quite sure about owning or using a button lock. This is actually the very first button lock that I have owned, and I do have other knives that have buttons for deployment, but they're automatics, so there's no spring in here. This is basically just running on bearings, and so it's legal in areas that it's not automatic, is basically what I'm trying to say. And yeah, it's extremely smooth action, and it is a fantastic EDC. Now, I put this little leather lanyard on, and with this brass Civivi bead. This was free with a knife purchase. The bead was, I can't remember, it was a while ago, from Blade HQ, but one of those freebies that they throw in there. So I threw that on there. It does have a spot for a lanyard if you're a lanyard guy like me. This is fully ambidextrous because you can see it's set up for right hand or left hand carry, and basically what we have is a textured G10 and a 3.5 inch drop point blade, and this is a fantastic blade, guys. This is basically a very, very nice hollow ground drop point, and it's a very classic design. Probably one of the most user-friendly, or I would say versatile, blade designs out there. And the Civivi Elementum has been one of Civivi Knives' top-selling knives, and it's just a fantastic fantastic EDC for little money. Now, here is the original Elementum, the standard version. This is the flipper. This is the Blue G10 version with the D2 blade. They originally came out with the D2. And if you look at them in terms of size comparison, you can see that there is quite a difference. Not only does the newer version, or the button lock version of the Elementum, have the button lock mechanism as opposed to the liner lock flipper, but it also features a longer handle and a longer blade. This is about a 3-inch blade, I believe. It's just a hair under 3 inches, and this here is about 3.5 inches. So you're getting extra length and extra length on the grip as well as the blade for people with smaller hands. Now, I think I found it really interesting that Civivi decided to launch their button lock on their Elementum as well as the larger size together, as opposed to doing, you know, a button lock on the original version or original size, and then also offering a larger size with a liner lock and then a button lock on the large size. You know what I mean? Because I can see people who really like this original size the best. This is, to me, this size right here is the perfect EDC size. 3-inch blade and this size handle. This is perfect for me. This is the sweet spot for me, and it is for a lot of people because this knife was extremely popular and still is extremely popular today. So. But I do know that they did receive a little bit of feedback that, you know, the standard Elementum is not, you know, it's a little small and big hands. So here you go. Here's the larger version. So people with larger hands can really grip this knife and be very, very comfortable. Now, I find it extremely comfortable too. But if you have larger hands, you're probably going to gravitate towards this size. Than this size. But anyway, that's just, you know, something to throw out there. But as you can see, they have almost exactly the same type of blade. The steels are different. This one here is in D2, and the button lock version is the 14C28N Sandvik steel. Very, very comparable steels. I think they decided to go with the Sandvik steel because, you know, there's a lot of D2 in the market, and it's a great steel. It's a fantastic budget steel. It's a fantastic user steel. Great edge retention, and you know, it's extremely popular. It's a fantastic steel, but I think people are kind of D2'd out. You know, there's so many options in D2, and this Sandvik steel here, the 14C28N, is much more corrosion resistant than your D2, and has basically about the same performance characteristics in terms of durability and edge retention. I think D2 might have a little tiny bit better edge retention, but everything else is pretty much spot on comparable. And the thing is too is that the Sandvik steel has been known to be easier to sharpen, much easier to sharpen than D2, which apparently can be difficult to sharpen. I haven't actually had a hard time sharpening a D2 knife, but I don't know, in my experience at least, it's fine to sharpen, but people who are not very competent at sharpening, and I'm not the best hand sharpener either, the Sandvik steel is easier to sharpen. So yeah, so I like the Elementum so much that I actually have a second one. I have the brown micarta version, smooth brown micarta. This is awesome. And I also have the blue G10 version. So yeah, let me just set these aside here. I'm sure you guys know about the Elementum. I don't really need to go on too much about how awesome a knife it is, but the large version with the button lock is, I would say, just as good. You're getting more length, and you're getting a different deployment method, but it is a fantastic knife. I love this blacked out version. I'm not a big fan of blacked out knives, but for some reason in this particular model it just looks great, and it does have sort of like a stonewash black blade. So yeah, this is a fantastic knife, guys. I've really been enjoying carrying it. It does have a deep pocket carry clip too, that is nice. Inset screws in there so it doesn't catch on your jeans. You can see that there's some wear on this clip because I have been carrying it every single day, every minute, until I go to bed. So fantastic knife, guys. And yeah, I'll do a much more in-depth review of this knife later on if you guys want it, but just wanted to show you that this is what I'm carrying currently, and it's fantastic. These, oh, by the way, these go for about, I got mine for $50. I think the price fluctuates based on availability and where you're getting it from, but this was about 50 bucks. And the Civivi Elementum, the standard ones, they are, I think, a little bit over $50 right now. This could be above 50 bucks right now too. If you go to Blade HQ's website, which is, you know, I'm just throwing that out there, you can get these at any online knife retailer. But if you go to Blade HQ, they have call for pricing listed on their website when it comes to the price for these. So I think the price is fluctuating for some reason, and I have no idea. Might have to do with availability, and I don't know. But I got mine for $49.99, and these two I bought a while ago when the price of the Elementum was cheaper. I think they were somewhere around 48, 47 bucks, but now they're about $52. But anyway, just saying, prices are going up on everything. I would not be surprised that this is probably a little bit above $50 now too, which I think is a fantastic deal, guys. You're getting a great knife for not too much money. You know, these guys are made in China, so if that's something that, you know, you take into consideration when you're buying your knives, this is a Chinese-made knife. Civivi and we are Chinese. I'm not sure if they're a Chinese company or they are a U.S. company that makes stuff in China, but all of their stuff is made in China. But they do a fantastic job, and these are great users. So yeah, that was my primary carry. Now, I've also been carrying a second knife, and that second knife is almost always being a traditional pattern knife. So here I have a small Stockman by Hen and Rooster Knives. I don't know if you guys can see the little shield there. It's got a hen and a rooster on it. Hen and Rooster Knives are a German company. They've been around for a really long time. They make knives in Solingen, Germany. They also make knives. They have factories in Spain. I believe they also have a factory in China, or they're using a manufacturer in China. But they also make knives in Toledo, Spain, and that's where this one here is made. It's all handcrafted, I guess, in Toledo, and it's actually pretty decent. These go for about $35, $30 to 35 bucks. So they're not really cheap. It's a tiny little slip joint, as you can see, and like I said, it is a Stockman pattern. Now it has this yellow celluloid material, which is basically like a plastic, and it is awesome. I love yellow slip joints for some reason, or traditional knives that are in this yellow color. Why? I have absolutely no idea. I just think it looks awesome. So basically what you have here is a 2-inch clip point blade. You can see it's scratched up and whatnot. I've been using this on the regular, actually, to do all kinds of things. And so it has this clip point blade, and then in classic Stockman fashion, it has a sorry guys, I just cut my fingernail, so it's hard to get in there. A sheep's foot blade, which is awesome, and then a tiny little pen blade. So pretty standard for a small Stockman. And yeah, these blades, this knife actually didn't come super sharp. I had to throw it on a stone and just do a little bit of sharpening and stropping. But once I did, these things are absolutely razors now, and I use it on a regular basis. Like I said, I open boxes, I cut cardboard. I've cut some plastic with it. I've also cut some fruit with it. I've been eating. Sorry, it's COVID. I ate a couple apples and I cut them with this particular knife. So I guess the question is, why am I carrying a traditional pattern knife when I'm also carrying this? Well, I'm on this new kick now where it's basically learning to appreciate traditionals and slip joints and whatnot. I have always sort of been into the modern knives, and I have a large collection of modern folders, but lately I've been getting into traditionals and, you know, learning to appreciate the craftsmanship and also learning to appreciate how these things are meant to be used. Now, when I bought this little Stockman and I got it and I took it out, I thought to myself, oh man, can this really be a useful tool? Like can this actually be a functioning tool? I mean, it's so small, it's tiny. It has this tiny little clip point blade. I mean, can you actually do work with this? And then I thought to myself, well, these have been being used and carried for generations, so I mean, it must it must be useful, otherwise people wouldn't have carried them. So I carried it, and the test for me was to avoid using this as much as possible and use this for any task that may come up and see if it can do it and do work. And it absolutely does. Like I said, I've used it for everything and it's performed very, very well. The cutting of fruit, it struggled a little bit because the blade length was so short. But I did process an apple completely with this multiple times, and it worked just great. So yeah, the usefulness and the nostalgia is basically what I'm going for here with these. And this is just a fantastic little knife, guys. I really am starting to appreciate traditionals, so much so that I've been picking up a few more of them here and there, and I will be showing them on the channel a little bit as we go. So yeah, this is my EDC setup right now, and it is fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. I love this Elementum. I suggest you guys check it out if you like Civivi and you like the Elementum and you like the original version. You are definitely going to enjoy this, unless this is a little bit too big for you, and I totally understand, because the original was like the perfect EDC size, so I get it. But I don't understand why they decided to release the button lock mechanism on the Elementum with the large size only, and I'm wondering if they're going to go back and do it on these versions as well. I hope they do, because that would be really cool. But anyway, so these are, let me just get these out of the way. This is what I'm carrying, guys. Love it very much, and yeah, I can't wait to actually talk a little bit more about some of these traditionals, because they are fantastic. Now, let's set these aside. I just want to show you guys, recently I made a purchase from AliExpress. I saw a couple YouTubers actually review knives from this particular brand that I'm about to show. So I decided to go on and grab some, and they came amazingly quick. And I do mean quick. They're Chinese knives. As you know, AliExpress is a Chinese retailer, online retailer. They sell all kinds of stuff. But you can get knives on there. You can get clones and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I usually don't go for those. Actually, I've never bought a knife clone or anything like that. But I did pick up 3 modern traditionals from a company called Brother Knives, and these are the 3 that I got, you know, and I'll show these in greater detail in another video, but I just wanted to show them to you guys, to just throw it out there real quick and just let you guys know that these are fantastic knives by a company called Brother. And I'll show you each one of these real quick. This one here is a slip joint. Has a really nice pull, really nice lock up with a Wharncliffe blade. Check that out. Look at that blade, guys. That is beautiful. and it has natural bone, real bone handles. Check that out, pinned in there with stainless steel pins. You got a lanyard hole here, and these come in VG10. Yeah, fantastic, super razor sharp, and just beautiful construction and materials. Very, very nicely done. You can see there's a slight gapping here, but nothing really that bad. This knife was like $34 with free shipping. So, you know, a fantastic deal. I have to tell you guys, the quality and the craftsmanship of this is just amazing for the price. And I haven't carried it yet, haven't cut anything yet. Actually did cut some paper with it. Super, super sharp. But yeah, this is a slip joint. So, and it does have a nice half stop there, and it has just amazing, listen to that, just amazing action and perfect centering. So yeah, that's the first one. And I also picked up these two. These were $28 each, and they are like modern traditionals, locking back knives. As you can see, fit and finish is pretty good. Little bit of gapping, but like I said, nothing really to complain about at this particular price. Great centering. This is the same type of bone material as the slip joint here. Absolutely beautiful. And these are basically just locking knives, lockback knives. Check that out. There's the lock where you can press to unlock the knife, and that classic, awesome clip point shape. Super razor sharp. Also VG10. And just amazing feel and craftsmanship, guys, for the money. I can't believe that these are actually $28 shipped to your door. Amazing cutting. I cut some paper with it. Like I said, I haven't actually carried it yet. It's got some grease on it, some oil. But I know people have carried these, and they say that they're amazing knives, so can't wait to actually check it out and do a review on this. And then they have a second version, or another version in blue G10, which kind of has like a textured micarta look to it, but it's G10. And also, same knife, just different materials, lockback, and also in VG10. Stainless steel bolster. This one has a shield in the center here, which is nicely set in there. There's really, can't even really feel it. The pins are nice and flush. This one too. This one has brass pins. These are fantastic, guys. I actually cannot believe that these are going for the price that they're going for. You can say what you want about Chinese knives and knives made in China. This knife is also made in China. This guy's made in Spain. But they do some amazing work over there. And, you know, I'm not knocking U.S. knives. I own a bunch of them. They are nice as well. But you can absolutely get some amazing knives that are made, you know, in China with great materials for fantastic money if you're looking. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys these knives here, and also just talk some knives with you guys. And I'll do a review on these guys in the future. And I don't know, I'll probably pass on doing a review of the Elementum button lock, because I did talk about it enough here. It's a great knife. I definitely highly recommend picking one of these up if you're looking for a great knife on a budget. 50 bucks, cannot go wrong with it. So thanks for coming by, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Put a comment down below and let me know what you're carrying, and let me know, you know, do you carry a traditional? If you do, well, how has your experience been with it? Have you carried both a modern and a traditional, or one or the other, or both? Let me know what your experience has been with that. I'd like to know how people think that these perform in conjunction with modern guys like this. And also let me know if you guys have tried brother knives. Let me know what your experience has been with these or any other knives that you've purchased from AliExpress. I have some other knives from AliExpress that I'd like to show you guys if you're interested. and I'll show those in due time. But for now, I just wanted to show you these beauties because I think these are fantastic knives for the money. And stay tuned for a review of these when I get a chance. All right, guys, thanks for coming by. Greatly appreciate it. As always, stay safe and have a fantastic day. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.